Hi there! You're about to listen to a vintage episode of the Under the Microscope podcast. While the content is still as relevant and as interesting as when it was recorded, our webpage has changed. You can now find us at thesciencetalk.com/real-scientist-nano. Welcome to Under the Microscope. This series is brought to you by the Real Scientists Nano team. Our goal is to provide a platform where scientists can communicate their work and interact with the public. With that in mind, every week we introduce you to a scientist working in the field of materials and nanoscience, who would be curating the RealSci_Nano Twitter account. Hi everyone. Today we have with us Burak Guzelturk, who is an assistant physicist at the Argonne National Laboratory in Chicago, Illinois, in the US. Hi Burak, how are you?
Hi Pranati, thank you so much. Thank you for this opportunity.
You're welcome. Very, very excited to learn about your science. So please explain your research to us in super simple words, please.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm currently working at a synchrotron as a beamline scientist. The synchrotron is advanced photon source. It's part of Argonne National Lab in Chicago. And this is basically a giant X-ray laser machine. And we have almost 70 different beamlines there where people can do experiments. And I'm helping people and also doing my own experiments at two different beamlines. And what we do is we shine lasers on materials. We excite them, and materials get really excited. Atoms start jiggling and wiggling due to this excitation. Then we come with the X-rays and look at the atoms, positions of the atoms. We see the structure, and we basically want to understand how does this electronic excitation couple with the structure? How does this jiggling and wiggling of atoms both gets induced, and in turn, how they affect the functionalities, for example, in solar cells, in LEDs, or in battery materials, and pretty much totally different systems can be looked at using this setup.
Okay. That sounds really interesting. And you mentioned, I really love how you explained that the materials and the atoms and the electrons start jiggling and wiggling as soon as you shine lasers on them. Are there any materials do you have like an expertise on any of these materials, any class of materials, or is it more like, okay, just any material, shine the laser, they will jiggle, wiggle, and then the application can be as wide as from biomedical to like pharma to solar cells, or how does that work?
Right. In general, as a field, it's pretty broad. And since we're a user facility and we get beamtime proposals all around the world, so there are different experiments going on, and I'm helping them. But my own expertise is more on nanocrystals of semiconductors like cadmium selenide, or more recently is halide perovskites used for solar cell, light emitting diode, and laser type applications.
Okay.
And also some 2D materials, and maybe I can classify as more like nanomaterials that can be produced by cheap techniques like solution processing. Those are mostly my interest area.
Okay, that's interesting, and I want to know more about that in the long podcast. But for now, what can the followers expect in the week that you will be taking over the Real Scientist Nano Twitter account?
Yeah, so as a being a follower of this account, of the previous very cool people who have created, my plan is to more highlight what a beamline scientists do, and how does a beamtime work, and what are the what to do in order to be successful, maybe in times.
I think that's very, very important. Go on.
And also a little bit of my background from my PhD to where I am right now. It has been a journey. I started in electrical engineering, and now I'm doing more physics and more fundamental science. There's been some journey of transition. I'll also talk about those, and as well as I think more general, like I'm from Turkey, then I went to different countries. Now I'm in US, and always I'm an international scholar. I saw also some challenges that people observe. Maybe also think some of them might be worth also bringing up, maybe to support or to increase some conscious on this challenges.
Yeah, that makes sense. Wow, it's going to be an action-packed week. I'm looking forward to lots of advice, lots of what to do to be successful, and also, in addition to science, what I love about your answer is that in addition to science, you're also going to talk about challenges that you can overcome as a scientist, which are not necessarily related. They're related to research, but they're not really scientific questions. More about being an international scientist in a different country, different work culture. How does that work, and what does that entail? Because I think that conversation needs to happen because most of the scientists, or a lot of scientists, are
Exactly.
not doing science in their home country
Exactly.
usually.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that's really cool. So thank you very much, Burak. This has been lovely. Looking forward to having you on Real Scientist Nano. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Pranati. Yeah. Looking forward as well.
Thank you for listening. To know more about us, please visit our website realscientistsnano.org and follow us on Twitter at realsci_nano.